From the Bramble Jam Podcast Network studios, it's the Diss List with Brandon Dan. 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 Yeah! Woo, boy!
Sit down.
Man,
down.
it's fire in the studio this morning.
You feel the energy.
Oh,
you feel
yeah.
the energy.
Yeah,
Spooky.
Casey not here today, which is weird.
Yes, he got
Money
his
Makers,
brother.
I see him. His brother, JC,
His brother,
here.
JC, is here.
Yeah.
Got to be honest, I only
JC
met him
bringing it.
today.
Yeah.
I like him a
Our
whole
band
lot
leader,
more.
Casey, is a bass player. It's
Yes.
a weird thing that we do.
Yeah.
And JC seemed to be really hitting it today.
Yes.
Slapping that bass.
I like JC so much better. But
Wow. Casey's got the contract, and there's
Casey
nothing we
has the
can do
contract.
about it.
It was
So it was a
blood
move that we made.
oath.
It was a move that we made.
very excited to be back today, Dan. Spooky
Yeah.
season's behind us.
We did a couple of Halloween
We did a couple
boys.
of Halloweens.
Couple of Halloween
Yes.
boys. That's exactly
And when
right.
I
Yeah.
get into fall, I love to sit down. I love to watch a little bit of television. I don't know
television?
about you. Specifically, come fall, I find myself
It's
being
because you grew up in an era where TV started in the fall.
There's something
Yeah.
about
Sweeps,
fall that
baby.
just works.
You guys remember
for
Sweeps?
I remember
when
it.
that was a thing? When people cared about when you put your new episodes out?
That's exactly right. Yes, I remember.
Hilarious.
And Dan, when it comes to TV, sometimes, especially back when you used to watch on a linear, you'd watch the show and then you'd be like, I got to wait another, year to see what happens next.
Man.
And then occasionally something would happen and
Yeah.
a network would be like, you know what?
You canceled.
You canceled.
You're gone.
You're
busted.
gone. And we would be like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That was gone too soon.
I see what you did there. I mean, I will say this. Growing up, there would be moments where a show would be so good. I remember watching Lost and being like in the middle of the first season, if this doesn't get picked up for another season, I'm going to be so pissed.
That's exactly right.
And we have a guest that's going to talk about
We
top
do.
10.
We
But
do.
before that, if this is your first time on the Diss List, first of all, it's a great show. We're going to argue. We're going to have fun. A guest who's an expert in the subject is going to bring us a list.
Expert.
Brandon and I are both going to have opinions on every single one of their selections. Then we're going to get to make our own list where we take two of theirs out, put two of ours in. We flip the order of four different ones, as it were, and then they're going to have to pick one of our lists. It's a fun time had by all. Leave us a rating and review. It's the list show sweeping the nation, Brand. And this week, TV show's gone too soon. What a great topic.
Yes, it's a great topic. Dan, we did send a request out to Double Deckers and said, hey, we would love for fans of this show
That's right.
to come on and bring their list. They could bring whatever they wanted to, whatever they're passionate
right.
about. And that's exactly what happened this week. Dan, let everybody know who we have joining us today.
We have Laura Schinner joining us.
Laura.
Laura Schinner joining us this week.
There we are. Laura, you could have picked anything. You could have picked favorite types of grass. You could. I don't know. I'm just giving you options.
We have a few of those.
I know, and I know you're passionate about that.
Zoysia better be up
But
there is all I'm saying.
you selected Gone Too Soon TV shows. Why?
Well, I've been a fan of television since I was very young. Probably started with Rugrats.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Rugrats.
Yeah.
Rugrats themed bedroom growing up.
Uh-huh.
I knew I was a TV lover from a young age. I got really into following shows in high school, college, and I actually wanted to write for television. I went and lived in LA for a little while after college and had an internship out there. Wanted to try and make my way in. It did not work out. But I've always loved television, analyzing the writing, the acting, all of that. And so over the years, there have been a lot of shows that I think have been canceled far too soon. And now seems like a good time to talk about them.
So did you have any parameters, Laura? Was there anything that you were like, these all need to be from like a certain number of seasons or cliffhangers, or is there anything that you were working with here to narrow the list down?
Yes. So I only included shows that were canceled after 1 or 2 seasons.
I love that. I love that so much because you can
There
get
will be
real in the
2
weeds.
slight exceptions in my list that I will talk about, but I think they still fit that initially canceled after 1 or 2 seasons parameter.
Yeah, that's important because I think once you get to 3 seasons, like when I was trying to make my own list here, I came up with 10 or 11 shows. And the first thing I did was there's a show called Hannibal, which is phenomenal. Brian Fuller created show on NBC. And it was canceled by NBC, but it got 3 seasons and it got an ending. And so Hannibal's one of the best shows of all time, in my opinion, but I didn't include it on my list because it did get to run its course to some extent. So I'm happy to hear that, Laura.
Yeah, I have a couple of 3-season shows that I had to nix off my list because I realized they were 3 seasons. Like Happy Endings is one of them. I think that show is fantastic.
Yeah, Gone Too Soon for sure. That could have been a 10-season show. No question.
Sure. Yeah. I got to be honest with you, Laura. I don't care about this topic.
I figured that might be the case.
I like TV shows, and I also have. I couldn't think of I try to think through a list beforehand, and I found myself not coming up with any. I'm going to do my best.
All the shows you like just stay on for years and years,
exactly right,
and they're meaningless.
Yeah.
It's
so so I am going to do my best.
You don't know true heartbreak.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to play within your parameters, and I also am going to promise you that I will not, and I want to get ahead of that right now.
Right.
All right, Laura, let's go ahead.
But I was going to say all of your shows are shows we could do on a different disc list of shows that stayed on too long.
That's exactly right.
Like Riverdale. Why?
Yeah.
The Flash. Why is it still on the air?
I am a Survivor fan, so
there you go.
That show's been on a very long time.
Not gone too soon.
Some might say too long. Stranger Things, maybe too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of the shows you love stay on the air.
That's exactly right.
If you want your show to stay, maybe contact Brandon, get him to watch.
I'm going to get all my recs from Brand from now on.
Exactly right.
Even Breaking Bad, it stayed on. It stayed, not too long. It was kind of perfect, but
Office too long.
Your shows don't get canceled early.
I'm going to tell you guys.
Man, he's a hit maker. He's a king maker over here.
That's exactly right.
Let's get rolling, Laura. Tell me about number 10.
Okay, so for number 10, I picked a CW show with an actor that some of us are familiar with. Okay. It is Life Unexpected.
Okay. I like this one.
Tell us about this show, Laura.
So this show, it stars Christopher Palaha.
We've heard of him. Yes.
He is fantastic in it. It's got Britt Robertson. It's got Sherry Appleby. A new and upcoming actor, Austin Butler is also.
Maybe you've heard of Austin Butler.
The Academy Award nominated Austin Butler.
Up and coming.
Yeah. He might make it. You never know.
Yeah. So this was a great show. It was about this Christopher Palaha played this character Baze, who was kind of a deadbeat, not doing much with his life. Finds out he has a daughter. It's a lot about the relationship between him and Sherry Appleby's character, who's the mother. It ended after 2 seasons. They clearly knew that they were going to be canceled at the end of the 2nd season because they do this 5-minute fast forward wrap up of the series where you're seeing spoiler alert, the 2 main characters get together at the end and are married now and the family's together. But it was a very good show. Gone too soon. I think that they could have expanded the story instead of flash forwarding and let us see the journey of them getting there.
As a TV fan, Laura, would you rather them do we're getting canceled, here's a quick filler, or would you rather just do I don't get any more of this and it's sad? Which would you rather have? Because that one feels rushed and not right, but it is an ending. The other is no ending at all, but feels qualitatively better. Which would you prefer?
I mean, I would prefer something like Ted Lasso, where they said, hey, we're doing this many seasons and we know we're going to wrap it up like that.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick between the 2 other options, I don't know. I have another show on here that did a cliffhanger and I didn't like that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I would probably prefer no wrap up, but
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of like the quality stays the same, and I just am like the network messed up.
It's just so hard when you have a cliffhanger ending.
That's true.
And
That's true.
you are left for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Still on that cliff.
But I love the idea of it never had a chance to get bad. And you know that about me.
Yeah.
I am Gone Too Soon is a little bit of a misnomer for me because I would say all of my list, at least, that these shows never had a chance to ruin
Gone
themselves.
Just Right.
But This show, when we befriended Chris Palaha, I went and watched an episode of the show, the pilot, and I quite enjoyed it. I did not stick with it. It was definitely in that CW vein, but I watched it up.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it, and knowing that it got canceled too soon was one of the reasons I didn't stick with it. But all of these actors are really firing.
Yeah.
And before any of them are very famous, and which is a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I same boat as you, except I did stick with it. I've seen the show. I do think, it's hard when you see a show that's already done, like to have this feeling of that's gone too soon, because I didn't have the experience of wanting more at the time and being like, oh no, it's canceled. So like going into it knowing, okay, I have these 2 seasons, that's all that I have, you're kind of able to enjoy it and then just be like, oh, I see what they did there at the end. But I love this show. It's a great show. And of course I would like to have more of it. So a great number 10.
Work from Chris Palaha, different character that he's playing.
Yeah.
The cast has stayed close, which I think is cool. I think Austin Basis is going to be in his Mimics movie in February. So
very cool.
There you have it.
Very cool.
And I will say this, if you want to be on this show or if you want to watch it live, it's BrambleJamPlus.com is how you do that. And in the chat right now, someone says that the Glades has to be on this list. And then they heard the season 3 thing and said the Glades can't be on the list. I just want to shout out the Glades real quick.
Shout out Glades.
As a show that the worst cliffhanger, like I've never seen a show with this cliffhanger not get picked up again. And I could ruin that if you want, but it's the worst cliffhanger. Like if you're not going to have any more episodes, fundamentally the worst. I would have rather had a wrap up for that one thing. But aside from that, no. And I guess if you're dealing with this kind of broken family, or I just realized I had a family show like this, I guess a 5-minute wrap up is kind of nice. You know what I mean? I guess it's kind of nice knowing you're not getting any more.
Yeah. Okay. That gets us to number 9. What do we got?
Yep. So number 9 is a show called Single Parents. It didn't get a ton of buzz when it was out. It also went 2 seasons. It stars Taran Killam from SNL. It's also got Leighton Meester. It's about, obviously, a group of single parents who kind of form a community of sorts to support each other, help each other through their journey. There are some really good child actors in the show. It was just a really good ensemble cast. They did a really good job of like pairing different characters together and showing like the different relationships, a lot of like different unique characters. It started out kind of slow, which is probably why it didn't pick up a huge audience. But once it got into the first season, a few episodes, it was like just a really good, strong comedy. And I think it could have gone on much longer.
I watched the pilot of this. What network was it on?
I believe it was on ABC.
Yeah. Okay. So this was like right at, if I could be right, like late 2010s. And I was trying to still latch on to some network shows to mix in with my streamers. And I don't remember thinking much of, like, I remember watching one and not thinking much, which after Laura saying it started off slow, but this was Taran Killam, like a lot, like he was still kind of in the zeitgeist. Then he disappeared, and now he's in the show that I watch, High Potential.
The show that you watch?
The show that I watch from the networks, High Potential, as kind of a probably F on the call sheet, like he just kind of pops up from now,
How did this one end? Did it end cliffhanger? Did it end good wrap up?
No cliffhanger. Just I don't think they knew they were being canceled. Just typical end of a sitcom.
Yeah,
series.
Fair. Yeah.
I was very active on Twitter during this time frame, so I thought it would be fun to search my tweets for the hashtags of some of these shows.
I'm here for this.
And see what I tweeted about them being canceled. So I do have one for single parents.
Okay.
And I said, who do I need to speak to about renewing single parents? I refuse to allow that to be the last episode. So clearly I had strong feelings after that finale, and those feelings were not heard about whoever I needed to speak to.
They didn't hear you. Guys, if you're not listening to Laura, on Twitter, what are you doing in 2018? Come on.
I know. That was the place to be.
Moving the
If you
needle
wanted
out
to
here.
keep shows up here.
Oh man. Twitter was great.
It used to be a thing,
Twitter
man.
was great. It's hard with sitcoms, Dan, because it's like in theory, they could kind of like go on forever. Like we're just like with people and they're making us laugh. And you want like, you kind of like sitcoms more than a lot of other genres, you kind of begin to feel like you're with them because there's something about laughter that kind of does that, where you feel this connection. So I totally get feeling connected to a show like this, even though I haven't seen it. But I have seen sitcoms, and I've seen sitcoms.
Wow,
and I do want
that
on the
record.
record.
That community.
Yes,
cool.
I have seen sitcom, and so. Yeah, but it's tough because it's like also, do we need more of this friend group? I don't know.
So streaming has created a world where we don't have many sitcoms anymore. Like we don't have many traditional sitcoms like we used to, but we have way more shows now than we used to. But back in the day, man, they would pump out, the networks would pump out so many sitcom pilots. And then I bet you there are at least a dozen sitcoms that didn't get picked up or didn't even get more than 5 or 6 episodes that could have been great. And so it's a weird kind of crosshairs that we're in 2018 where we're switching between these two streams. And that's probably is where this gets lost. I'm not saying I didn't like the show. I'm saying I wasn't a fan for the one episode that I tuned in for, and it did not ring as something I would put on a top 10 list. The
previews I remember seeing and thinking this show is dumb, it's stupid, I'm not going to like it. But I heard people talking about it. I decided to check it out, gave it a few episodes, and I was glad I did. It turned out to be a good show.
Hey, the tweets don't lie.
Tweets don't lie. Who does she need still? Who does Laura need to talk to? Still. Somebody let us know who Laura needs to talk to. For the love of God.
Okay, that gets us to number 8, which is what?
This is Julie and the Phantoms.
Julie and the Phantoms.
The Phantoms.
So it's Julie,
and then we have a
series
of Phantoms.
Like a slew of them.
How many? We don't know.
Netflix program.
There are 3. We do know. There are 3 Phantoms. Got it.
Netflix, a musical.
Yes, there are musical elements to it. So it is about Julie, played by Madison Reyes, and she has lost her mother. She's kind of grieving. She uses music. Her mom had played piano, so she plays the piano. She meets these 3 phantoms. Who are 3 teenage boys that had died when they were pursuing their own musical career. It's a
ghost musical show?
Yeah, they died by eating hot dogs, bad hot dogs.
Yeah, I've been there.
It
happens to the best of us.
It sure does.
And so they were trying to fulfill their dream of playing at this Orpheum Theater. They somehow end up with Julie being able to see them, and they form a band that goes and plays music. And the season, I believe, if I remember correctly, ends with them all playing at the Orpheum Theater. So it's a really good show, really good original music that they wrote for the show, talented actors. A lot of people were mad at Netflix for canceling it. There were campaigns to bring it back.
Lots of tweets.
Lots of tweets.
Yeah.
When did this
I do have a tweet.
What was this?
Have a tweet.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, when was this?
This was in 2020.
Yeah, this is when they were deciding they were canceling stuff left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had said enough of everyone else was raving about Julie and the Phantoms, that I watched it all weekend. Literally my only complaint is that there isn't more. Definitely worth all the hype.
Wow.
So
another quality tweet from Laura Schinner there.
A great tweet.
Thank you for bringing really into Twitter for a while. Yeah. Embarrassing.
Heck yeah. So, no, it isn't.
No, we were all there.
Yeah.
We were all there. So I have not seen the show, even though it seems like a show that I would watch, which is why my brother told me about it, because my brother watched it and he was like, you would love this show. I do remember checking out a couple of the songs and being like, this is great. I think I'm going to watch this. Being reminded of it. I think I'm going to go and seek this one out because it seems like a show that would be right up my alley. When they play a show, can people see them? Or is it just her on stage?
They do some different effects and stuff. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I haven't watched it in a little while, but I think it's they might be able to pop in and out of being able to be seen. Ghosts.
I've never
hot dog in and out.
I've never heard of this show. Like
really, never even heard of it.
And I was pretty confident I was going to go into this having known every show we were going to talk about. I love the television, but never heard of Julie and the Phantoms at all. I don't know anything about it. This is enlightening for me. Yeah,
Kenny
wild.
Ortega was behind it. He was one of the executive
yes, the Kenny
producers.
Ortega bump. How did I not know
Ortega
about
bump.
this? This seems like a show you would love.
I know. That's
but
why
it got
people told me
canceled.
about
That's
it.
why you don't like it.
Yeah, Kenny Ortega.
You don't
bump.
like quitters.
I don't like quitters. Yeah. So that's going to be tough for me. This sounds great. And the songs are bops. Is that what you're saying?
They are.
All right.
Some really good songs.
All right.
There you have it. All right.
Good
there's nothing
list
I can
so
do there.
far. We've done a lot of different things here so far with these top three, or these bottom three, I guess I should say. That gets us to number 7. Give it to us.
Number 7 is a show called Enlisted.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
So kind of like Dan was talking about, there was this period of television probably between like 2013, 14, maybe to 2018, where we were starting to get into like DVR and other ways of watching television and streaming. There were a lot of shows during this time that were canceled after one season just because the ratings weren't what linear TV was used to seeing before streaming and DVR and all of that. And so I think this is one of those shows that was kind of caught in that time period where it should have gone longer, but it did not. It was really funny about 3 brothers who are kind of all trying to find themselves, repair their relationships. It's just a really strong comedy. It's got Parker Young, Chris Lowell,
Jeff Stoltz.
Jeff Stoltz, yep. I was reading a little bit about it to kind of figure out why it was canceled, and I remembered that some of the episodes in the beginning aired out of order because they were trying to like get people to see like the best episodes first. But that created some confusion with plot lines where like all of a sudden one of the brothers was dating someone, but we hadn't seen that he had started dating the person yet. So it was kind of a blunder on the network's part for like kind of making it hard for an audience to really get attached to the show.
Yeah, sounds like
Brian, your brother and I had a TV podcast.
Yes,
once upon a time over a decade ago, and there was one year where we got screeners for all the up network shows.
You guys did it. Did it come on a DVD?
DVD. Yeah, and I got a screener for Enlisted, and I remember we really liked it, and then we covered the show on the podcast as they aired them out of order, and we were really frustrated. And the show initially got back then, as Laura was talking about, you either had I'm going to watch this weekly, I'm not going to watch anymore, or I'm going to put it on the DVR and I'll see if I get back to it. So when I watched the first one, I was like, this is a DVR for me. I'm going to DVR it. And then when my wife and I would watch 2 or 3 episodes and catch up, I would be like, this show's fantastic. The 3 leads.
What was it? How many episodes? Season?
It was 1 season, and I didn't think they got to 20. No, I think it was a half season order. Like maybe you got a dozen episodes. And
they like dumped the last couple episodes all at once.
Yeah, it was 13 episodes.
Wow.
But these 3 brothers are great. It's a heartfelt show. It's really funny. The supporting cast is fantastic. Keith David is unbelievable in this show. So is Tanya Gunati, who is fantastic. She's Private Park. She pops up occasionally in some of the TV movies that we cover. It was just a funny, heartfelt, great time. And
a comedy with heart is how I would describe it. And that's like kind of my jam. As you can see, I'm probably going to have a lot of comedies on here.
Yeah. I just you would not think a show about the troops necessarily a comedy would be in 2013, 2014 would be, but it was great. It was a really fun time. We love Army. Yeah, we love Army. We love Army. Army had Half Day. We love the troops. But this show really deserved. And I still think to this day, I'll tell people about it. They'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You just need to go find it. This is the first on
the list that I've never heard of.
Well, Parker Young is going to be in a Hallmark movie this year.
Shout
out.
I
did talk about it in one of the preview episodes.
Okay.
But Enlisted's great. I'm a big fan of this show, and I'm happy it made the list. In fact, it was one that I had on my list that I wanted to add because I do feel like more people need to get eyes on this show, and it's fantastic. Yeah. In fact, maybe too low for me, Laura. In all honesty, I really like this show a lot. Yeah.
I did tweet Someone please explain to me why Enlisted hasn't been uncanceled yet.
Yeah.
Still haven't heard back on that one either.
Yeah,
so
who
I
does
don't know
they
what's
need to
going
talk
on.
to? You know what I mean?
That same someone is the one that you need to talk to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Whoever
much.
that is.
Hopefully they listen to this.
Least they could do.
All of your tweets are just kind of like, hey, where you at?
Where you
person that makes these decisions.
happening?
Where you at? Where you at? All right, let's do one more and then let's take a break. Does that sound good to
That sounds
everybody?
like a great
I like that.
plan,
Okay,
Graham.
number 6. What do we got going on?
Number 6 is the TV show Selfie.
Okay.
Selfie.
So this show, before she gets started, everyone made fun of it when they announced it.
Okay.
And so it never had a chance. Go ahead, Laura.
Yep.
That's the big deal about
That
the
was
show.
where I was going to start.
Oh, okay.
It was an unfortunate name for the show, and people decided that it was not going to be good before even watching it.
Oh.
Can you blame
which
them?
Understandable,
No.
yeah. But it starred Karen Gillan and John Chu, and it was the first time that there was an Asian American romantic lead
Yep.
sitcom,
Wow.
which was a big deal.
Yeah, let's mock it and get it off the air. God,
Yeah.
guys, give it a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they should have picked a different name,
They should
but
have
it was a
picked a different
great. It was a really good show. It was about a someone who was like, this was very fitting for the times. I think this was around like 2014, 2015. So it was about someone who was really into like social media and their online life.
Yeah.
And then the John Chu character comes in and kind of teaches her how to like interact more with people, be more interested in their lives outside of social media. It got better as it went. There was some great chemistry between the two main leads. I have a distinct memory of listening to Karen Gillan sing Chandelier in one of the episodes and just being like blown away by how good she was.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a great show. Unfortunate name. Should have lasted longer.
Do we have a tweet?
Oh boy. Yeah, we do. We have a tweet for everything.
All right. Hit
There's
us
a tweet
with-
for everything.
Hit us with a tweet.
Let's see. Everyone watch Selfie in 10 minutes so that another amazing show doesn't get canceled after its first season.
Whoa,
That's
man,
good.
that's sad.
They didn't watch it. It got canceled.
Yeah, they didn't do it. Nobody listened to Laura, and that was a mistake. I will say this. You've never heard of this show either.
No, I've never heard of it.
When your brother and I were doing this TV podcast,
I've heard about it.
There were 3 shows announced that we laughed at the title of those shows. Those 3 shows were Selfie, iZombie, and Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
2 of those 3 shows ended up being hits for their respective networks. iZombie, still a bad name.
Bad
like
name.
iPod, iPhone,
iCarly.
iZombie. It's a bad name. It's a bad name to do a lowercase I zombie, even though they made it work. And that show was a Rob Thomas show and it ended up where I don't want to be lonely in a different. I just did both parts to save you time. Jane the Virgin was a massive hit for the network, for CW, and Selfie was almost immediately canceled.
Oh.
And by the time I watched an episode of Selfie, it was the ratings were terrible.
How was it?
It was a good show,
Yeah.
but the problem was I knew I was already mad at it for what they named it. Like it would be like in 2013, them naming a show like "What Does the Fox Say?" And then it just so happens like the lead character name is Dave Fox, and he's a radio broadcaster. Like you don't want your show to succeed if you name it after a cultural buzzword. You just don't. And so it was very unfortunate to the point where I was angry. I hated that they named it that. And I knew it was going to be canceled by the time I watched it. And so I didn't want it to be good. Be good. And I think that was a lot of the viewing public. And so while I have like this show, I had forgotten about it until you mentioned it. But the network just never gave it an opportunity. It never gave it an opportunity because you named it something so incredibly terrible. I'm still mad now. I don't want it on the list because of who made the show, not who was on the show. So there's that. But yeah, there you go. A little blast from the past.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we are going to get to 5 through 1 Gone Too Soon TV shows here on the Diss List.
With Brandon. Yeah.
Did you see what happened there?
It was weird. was weird.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Diss List.
Yeah,
We're
man.
talking Gone Too Soon
You said
TV
it.
shows. Laura's here giving us her list and her tweets, and we're better for it. To catch everybody up to speed, we have 10 Life Unexpected, 9 Single Parents, 8 Julie, and
The Phantoms. 3 ghosts.
7 Enlisted. Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Don't forget them. Never forget.
7 Enlisted and 6 is Selfie. That gets us to number 5, which is what?
Number 5 is another show with some musical elements. It is Gallivant.
Oh, yeah.
Gallivant.
You ever heard of Gallivant?
No, I've never heard of it.
I think you'd have really dug Gallivant.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Laura.
you would like Gallivant.
Yeah.
It's a super fun show starring Joshua Sachet. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Sachet.
But Karen David, Timothy Amundsen, who is in Psych,
That's right.
Mallory Jansen, Luke Youngblood, who I loved in Community,
Mallory Jansen, Pop. Yeah, and also
Yeah.
Weird Al stopped by, I think, for an
Wow.
episode or two.
All right.
Weird Al, yep, he did
I'm
make.
in, folks.
So super catchy songs. It would kind of like spoofed some other like musicals in throughout like the 2 seasons it had, and like there was a song very reminiscent of West Side Story, one very reminiscent of Les Mis.
And it takes place in like King Arthur or medieval times, kind of, right? That's the bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like a knight. Gallivant was a knight, and he was gonna go save the girl he loved from the king who was like gonna marry her.
Uh-huh.
Timothy Amundsen was the king. Absolutely hilarious.
He's great.
They were constantly on the bubble for getting canceled during the first season, so much so that they named the first episode of season 2 a new season, aka Suck It Cancellation Bear.
Wow.
Do you
that
remember
was
the
the-
cancellation bear?
I don't remember the cancellation bear.
Do you know what that is? You know what that is, right, Laura?
Yes.
So there's a website called TV by the Numbers that was a big deal back in the day, and they had a cancellation bear where they would do a mathematical index on what shows were most likely to be canceled by the networks. This is this is pure linear viewing,
and
right
that
here.
was their mascot a bear?
And the bear's coming for your show. Like if you were in a certain level of that index, it's like the bear's coming for
Oh,
you.
The bear's coming
no.
for
And the
you.
bear was all over Gallivant. It was like it's getting canceled, and it didn't get canceled. That's right.
Well, suck it,
Suck it,
bear.
cancellation bear.
Okay,
That's right.
Cancellation Bear.
Yeah. This sounds like a lot of fun. Was it how much of the show was there like a musical number in every episode?
More than one.
Okay.
More than one,
Yeah.
yeah. For sure.
Man, I gotta check this out.
You
I
would
mean, I
love it.
still listen to the music every once in a while on Spotify when I just like it's hilarious.
I'm getting
Like the
some great
songs are
TV.
funny.
Yeah, you're getting
Recommendations
TV Rex
today.
from Laura. That's what this is.
I just need to follow her Twitter.
Here's what I can tell you. I watched
keep
I
it going, my
watched
Twitter.
the first probably 4 episodes of Gallivant, and
Okay.
I determined after 4 that it was not for me, and I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like it at all?
It wasn't for me. Now,
Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate. Do you want to hear my tweet?
I would love to hear
Yeah,
your
let's
tweet.
hear the tweet.
I would
'cause
love
this
to hear
might
the
have
tweet.
swayed you.
Yeah.
I finished my Gallivant rewatch, and I can now confidently say that I do not trust anyone who doesn't love this show.
Wow.
So
Doesn't
Dan, you're
trust
out
you.
of the trust bubble.
Oh,
I'm out of
man.
the circle of trust.
The bear's coming for you, Dan.
Man, the
Yeah.
bear, the cancellation bear. Fair enough. This show, I either wanted a 40. It's a 22-minute show, by the way.
Okay, that's
right?
great. I
That's
love it.
correct. Yes.
Not enough of those.
I just remember going. We either succumbed to too much musical and it wasn't funny, or we needed more music. Like I just remember going, this isn't for me. I like a musical. I like a comedy. I don't like this. I don't like
it sounds
what
like
this
too
is.
much fun.
Now, but I will say this from a standpoint of ranking shows, the outcry here was, Bran, I'm pretty sure all the Gallivant fans sent something to the network. Like the outcry about Gallivant fans may not have been quantitatively massive, but qualitatively, they were on this. They were very adamantly, ardently fans of this show. And it is memorable as a show that was canceled too soon. Even though I didn't like it, I get it. I get that it was gone too soon for folks that did like it.
I'm kind of surprised I didn't send anything to their offices. I didn't know that was going on. I must not have seen it on my Twitter.
I'm going to look it up now. Maybe I was wrong.
I'm guessing that season 2 just didn't have any uptick or anything in viewers.
No, I think like the audience that loved it, and tuned in, but it wasn't like growing an audience.
Yeah. That's tough.
So
Cancellation Bear came for him.
in after ABC canceled the comedy in 2016, fans launched the #MoreGallivant campaign to save the show to convince streaming services like Netflix and Hulu to pick it up.
Yeah, that was happening.
They sent gifts to production executives and promoted a strong digital presence. That's what they did.
Well, because remember when Yahoo picked up Community?
Yeah,
To keep it going.
that's right.
The fans.
Netflix picked up Arrested Development.
The fans vote.
That's right.
The fans vote.
I was a huge part of the Twitter community fandom. I was part of that vocal community for sure.
Oh, listen, Community. I think the Yahoo season's great. I'm a fan of the Yahoo season. I'm on board. I think I'm waiting for my movie.
It's happening.
If you ever watch Community, just don't watch season 4. It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, and then don't try to make a movie with successful people years later, because good luck getting the schedules.
Yeah, but don't watch, guys. Just don't watch season 4. It's like Friday Night Lights. Don't watch season 2. Just skip it. Skip it and go straight to 3.
I love season 2.
Tyron Landry out there murdering people.
Love that season.
Love that season. Okay, we're getting serious now, and there's some heavy hitters, Laura, I've not heard about yet. We got Gallivant at 5. We're now at our Mount Rushmore of TV shows gone too soon.
Yeah. I will say, as I was making my list, I knew that a lot of people weren't going to be super on board with it. It was kind of a self-awareness moment where I was
Best's favorite. Go for it.
Yeah.
It's your diss list.
That's right.
Yeah.
For sure. I can already hear Alonzo going, well, what happened before 2010?
I mean, I wasn't watching TV.
There you go. Bingo.
Yeah.
How about that, Alonzo?
Yeah. Suck it, Cancellation Bear.
That's right.
All right. Number 4. Where are we going?
So number 4 is going to be one that you see on pretty much any list that talks about TV shows that were canceled too soon. It was Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah. Yes. We've mentioned this list to several people. We're like, hey, we're going to record this list. This is one of the topics. And every one of them went, well, Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks,
got to be on there.
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah. Talk about who all's in this show, because it's a laundry list.
I mean, it's more who isn't in the show.
That's right.
But yes, it has James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, Martin Starr, Bussy Phillips. Just like the who's who of everyone. It was like the starting spot for like the launching spot for a lot of these actors' careers. I think this was 1999 when the show came out, and I did not watch it when it originally aired.
What did it air on originally?
NBC.
That's what I was going to guess. If I was a guessing man, which I'm not.
You're not a guessing man.
No. So you didn't watch it originally?
I did not watch it originally, but it was one of those that everyone talks about. So I was like, okay, as I got older, I was like, okay, I got to watch this show. It is fantastic. It really accurately depicts adolescence and growing up and the struggles of high school. I was doing a little bit of research on why this one was canceled, and it sounds like the airtime was shuffled around a lot by the network.
Kept moving it.
And so people didn't know when to tune in and watch it. Lower ratings.
Yep.
And did they do an out of order thing too, where they just like at some point they started to mess
I feel like
with
there's something with the chronology of this show.
Yeah.
But also this is, I mean, I don't want to cut you off, Laura. This show is like renowned for being a show that should have like, it's almost like Judd Apatow when he started making movies and people ramble for 2 hours. That can great. But Judd Apatow almost should have, he's been very successful in his great movies, but he made a show after this for Fox called Undeclared about kids in college that is also really great. And it was also canceled. So like Freaks and Geeks and Undeclared have all of these stars before they became stars. And it's just Freaks and Geeks is a great television show. It's great. But do you have a tweet about this one? Because this was before 2010.
I don't have a tweet about this one.
All right.
I didn't watch it live. Yeah. I didn't have anyone to tweet to tell them to bring it back.
That's fair. And I think people were very
And then also just once again, number 4, it's not Guns and Ships. And we want that on the record.
Yes,
it's not Guns
number
and
4
Ships.
once again says
it is just Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks.
So Freaks and Geeks came out. I was not old enough to watch it, even though my brothers were watching it and loving
every
it.
second of it.
They were raving about it. I since went back and I watched it a handful of years ago now, and I get it. Great program.
But I also think this is where, ad execs were doing this thing where they looked at the Nielsen ratings and then looked at the demo that was buying the most things and could afford the most things. And I think there was just an underestimation of how many 15 to 25-year-olds were watching this show. And like, you could have really roped in the next generation of ad buys by keeping this on for 8 years, and they didn't do it.
It was a cool show.
And with great actors.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these actors are unbelievable. So, that's a great pick. 4, I mean, you know, a lot of people would have that at 1.
A lot of people would.
Yeah,
but
it
you
would.
don't. Very solid list so far. We have 3 left.
3
Top
left.
3. Here we go. It's getting serious now.
Yeah,
Number 3, what do we have?
So number 3, if I was doing pure like favorites, this is like a top 3 favorite show for me. I was very invested in it. It's always Extraordinary Playlist.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Yeah.
So this is kind of one of the exceptions where it was canceled after 2 seasons. It did get a wrap-up movie on Roku.
Little
So it's
Christmas
Extraordinary
movie.
Christmas that I think you guys have covered.
It's really good.
Covered.
Fantastic show. Starred Jane Levy, Skylar Astin, Peter Gallagher, Mary Steenburgen, John Darn Stewart, Alex Newell. Just a really strong cast. The choreographer for the show was Mandy Moore,
Not
not
that
the
Mandy Moore.
actress.
Have you heard about her face? Got a new one.
Got a new face. It's different.
The
Different story,
choreographer
different-
who also choreographed the Eras tour and Taylor Swift's most recent music video for The Fate of Ophelia.
And La La Land, I'm pretty sure.
And La La Land, but
Shout
Taylor
out Mandy
Swift.
Moore.
So just like Paul Feig, who is also
Bridesmaids.
helping produce Freaks and Geeks, was also executive producing Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. It had a lot working for it. What it didn't have working for it was that it was pretty expensive to make.
Very,
They covered a lot of like popular songs. And I mean, it was a fantastic show. It would make you laugh. It would make you cry. Good central romance to it. Good surrounding cast of characters. But I think ultimately it was like the expense of making the show that
Any
that caused it to get
tweets
canceled.
on this one, Laura?
Yeah, actually, fun fact, I was so involved on Twitter with this show that one of the people the creator of the show followed me on Twitter.
Whoa!
No big deal.
Shout out. Okay.
I didn't know
All
we were
right.
at this level.
We
This
get
is
it.
serious.
And one of the people who worked as like part of the crew DM'd me on Twitter and let me know that the movie was being made before it was announced to everyone else.
And you know what?
Wow.
And you didn't leak that. You
Yeah,
held
I
that's
that.
did not
really
leak it.
You're a good source.
It's good.
You're good to
He
your
He also let me
sources.
know when the sets were being torn down, which
Oh my
was
gosh.
less great news.
Devastating.
So what you're saying is you are basically
made Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
you made the Christmas movie happen.
What I'm saying is I was clearly very
She
into
made it
Zoe's
happen.
Extraordinary Playlist.
You've seen the show, right?
I love this
Yeah.
show. This is
Yeah.
actually when I to be fair, when I was thinking about this list, Zoe's came to mind immediately.
Yeah.
And it's obviously it's tough. This is the beauty of the internet. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, this show should keep going. And Roku was like, all right, we'll take a stab at it with this movie. And it's just you have all of these songs and these elaborate dance, and like I also understand why it was canceled.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like it's just not sustainable to do a show that is that elaborate.
Yeah.
But they have this amazing elaborate dances and musical numbers and whatnot with just incredible storytelling and great performances. And so I love this show. This might be number 1.
So here's what I would say about this. This show's great. Love Triangle, really good. Skylar Astin leaves this show and does So Help Me Todd, another show that you could 100% argue is canceled
Filmed on
too
the
soon.
same lot that they filmed Zoe's.
Yeah,
Fun
so
fact.
and it's also a really fun time, and that show was canceled too soon. It's not going to make my list, but it was great.
Yes.
Personally, I'm not going to take this off the list because I get it, and it was great. And how often do you get a show that tries this big a swing on network television? It got 2 seasons with a pretty good wrap up, and what they set up for season 3 wasn't directly tied to anything in the first 2 seasons. And then it got a movie where the Jane Levy, Peter Gallagher dance is probably worth the whole series. And I felt a very big sense of completion with this show. Jane Levy's amazing. She was on a show before this called Suburgatory that I also really loved. That got 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Otherwise, it would have been on my list.
Yes, it's a great show. So for me, this show, I love this show. I'm not taking it off the list, but unlike some that I do want to see on this list, it did get a wrap up. It got, for me, aside from it continuing, it got the best case scenario, which is closed all the current storylines and a movie with big emotional moments in it. So that's my only thing here, is that it got a lot more than some of the ones I want to see on here.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
Season 2 did end with the cliffhanger, but they were able to. I think it would have been.
It was like a body switch, though. It was like somebody else is now, or she's
well, it was
not
Skylar
hearing.
Astin could now hear the music.
Correct. Yes, Skylar Astin can hear. That's what it is. Yes, of course.
I did tweet about this one.
I mean, we've heard your Twitter presence on this show.
I don't trust anyone that doesn't like Zoe's. They should be locked up and thrown in jail.
I did say that if NBC even dares to try to cancel the show after that finale, I will sue.
Wow. And how's that lawsuit going?
And then, after it was canceled, I retweeted myself and said, spoiler alert, they did, and I'm still not over it.
But did you sue?
Did you sue?
I didn't
sue.
Sued. I probably should have sued.
I mean, you could. I mean, I should sue you for saying that you would sue and didn't sue. So you got to be careful with your words here. That gets us to number 2. We're in serious territory here. Number 2, what are we at?
Number 2, we have got Party Down.
Party Down.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Party Down.
Yep. This was the other exception on my list where it was canceled after 2 seasons. It did, like decades later, get a 3rd season.
A couple years ago,
just a couple of years ago. But gosh, the first 2 seasons of the show were so funny. We've got Adam Scott. We've got
Martin Starr,
Ryan Hansen,
Jane Lynch. I mean, you got the whole crew. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Lizzie Kaplan.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell in the second. It's just a fantastic show. Hilarious. I know Adam Scott is very popular these days. Obviously, he did Parks and Recreation afterwards, and then Severance. I still think his most iconic line is, Are we having fun yet?
Absolutely, it is.
Look at you guys at the same time. That
dude,
was beautiful.
Laura gets it. This is a great pick.
So this is a great show. Should have gone on longer. Lots of star power. Just for some reason, didn't have the audience.
I don't think it should. This
it was
shouldn't
on Stars,
be,
right?
It shouldn't be. On Stars.
That might be why it didn't have the
shouldn't be a hot take that give me Party Down over Severance and Parks and Rec all day long.
Wow.
Like Party Down was hysterical, and
you've been talking about this show for years.
I have. Ken Marino also in this show is so funny. Just great, and just really good. Megan Mullally would show up. Like the acting here feels scaffolded. I don't know if it is, but it feels like we have this thing we got to do. There's a lot of like interplay. They're at different parties. There's some just absolute classic moments in this show, but it still has some heart, and you care about characters getting together. Freaking love this show.
There's some amazing guest spots on it too. Like one of my favorite episodes is Steve Guttenberg's birthday. That episode is so funny, but you get J.K. Simmons, you get Kevin Hart, Ken Jeong. You get so many people popping in for an episode. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Hanging out with the Goot. I love that episode of television. It's fantastic. Party Down, Bran. It's just so funny. It's so funny.
I still haven't seen it.
It's peak Jane Lynch too. Yeah. A peak Jane Lynch. Oh my goodness, so good. Great choice, Laura. Could easily be my number 1.
So it did get brought back though for a 3rd season.
So it got back. That's my but to be fair, it was gone for almost 20 years.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gone a long time, at least 15 years.
Yeah, it was a big deal when it came back. I mean, we're in the age of like reviving everything that was
a lot of reboots. A lot of reboots happening. Yeah. And the reboot didn't have the entire cast, and it was
but it didn't like hurt the legacy of the show.
No, I thought it was really good. I thought the 6 episodes were really funny that they did. Yeah.
All right, great. All right, that gets us to number 1. A quick reminder, we have Life Unexpected at 10, Single Parents at 9, Julie and the Phantoms at 8, Enlisted at 7, Selfie at 6, Gallivant at 5, Freaks and Geeks at 4, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist at 3, Party Down at 2, and at number 1 we have what?
Well, I know one member of the Ramble Jam family that's going to be very happy with this pick. But I also stand by it 100%. Number 1 is the TV show Pitch.
Interesting.
Right. That sound you hear is Ryan
Popola standing up and applauding right now.
I was devastated when the show was canceled. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big baseball fan.
The best.
This show is about the first, fictionally, about the first female pitcher in baseball. They do a really good job of, I mean, obviously they're not going to perfectly be able to represent like the business of baseball, but they do a good job of showing like the older catcher who is maybe going to get traded for like a new younger guy to come up. And it's got great chemistry between the cast, especially the two leads. It's got, they like filmed at Petco Park in San Diego.
Shout
They
out.
had MLB behind them.
Let's give it up for Petco.
Petco.
Yeah.
That's where the pets go.
Just
That's
a
my
really good show.
Yeah. Did you tweet about it?
I did tweet about it, of course.
I thought you might.
And I tweeted that, let's see, Pitch more than deserved a second season. The writing was some of the best on television, and the cast was fantastic. Sad to see it go.
So I'll tell a quick story about this. I've never seen a single solitary second of the show Pitch. I also think the best thing about current streaming services and all the TV that we're getting is that the quality is crazy high and it goes through the roof. But the other best thing is that I don't know how shows are doing in the ratings. So when I watch, like right now I'm watching a John Hamm show called Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple. I don't know if people are watching that show or not, but I'm enjoying it. But, you know, when TV was on network television, sometimes I would make my mind up to not get attached to something because I knew it wasn't going to get renewed. And that, I don't know what Netflix's numbers are. I have no idea. So I just watch
you the hours watched.
They do.
If that's
that doesn't do anything because people are just watching on repeat.
I'm computing that.
But
I know.
We went to the ATX festival, television festival in Austin, Texas, for, you know, panels and all this stuff. And the early premiere of Pitch with Mark Paul Gosselaar in the audience was happening.
And the lead, what is her name again?
Kylie.
She was also there.
So that was happening in one screening room, and in a different theater, the cast of FX's Rescue Me was doing a reunion, and that was a show that I watched. Brandon and his brother went to the Pitch premiere.
A great time.
I went to the Rescue Me reunion. I don't question that decision ever because it was awesome to see all those folks and get to hang out with them. But I missed the premiere. They came out raving about it, but by the time it premiered on television a month or two later, it had tanked. It almost like immediately you knew a show of this caliber had to have some viewers behind it. And so I love baseball. I love baseball. And I love Mark Paul Gosselaar. And I didn't want to get attached to a show I knew was going to be leaving us. But after hearing you putting it number one, Laura, and after hearing Ryan Popola just rave about it
nonstop,
I need to watch this television show. I think that's my goal.
I think you will like it.
Yeah, 2026, I'm watching Pitch. That's what I'm doing. Brandon, did you stick with it after the premiere?
I did not stick with it.
What?
Even though I liked it, I don't know. I think I forgot about it, and then by the time I remembered, it was off, and I was like, "Well, that's tough."
Number one for Laura, and I have a rule: if I don't know it or haven't seen it, I can't change number one. So it's going to stick there for me. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, even though I would probably quibble with it because I have so many that I want on this list. But I mean, I don't know. I've not seen a second of it aside from the previews. That's it.
That's tough.
Yeah. What a list.
What a list. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to make some changes, and I'll see if I can, play by the rules. Probably can't. We'll be right back here on
The Dis List. With Brandon Dan. Yeah. Woo, boy.
JC's just good.
TV show's going too soon, Brandon. What a list.
A quick reminder. Here's what we got going on here. We got Life Unexpected at 10, Single Pairs at 9, Julie and the Phantoms at 8, Enlisted at 7, Selfie at 6, Gallivant at 5, Freaks and Geeks at 4, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist at 3, Party Down at 2, and 1, according to Laura, Gone Too Soon TV show is Pitch. Dan, I know you had a lot of thoughts on this. I'll let you go first. I do have a lot of thoughts on this, and I know that there are people listening, and they're expecting someone to mention the word Firefly. I know that. That is typically based upon level of fandom, number one. Firefly
was a great television. It was not a show that really should have existed. It was that good. It's amazing. Joss Whedon, it's as good a thing as he's ever done. I'm not including Firefly, but I'm not including Firefly because it got a movie called Serenity. And even if you've never seen Firefly, I think you could go watch Serenity and it would be excellent. What I decided was that if you got something that capstoned your TV show, that gave us a full-fledged, thought-out ending, then I couldn't include it on my list. So if you're waiting for Firefly, you're not going to hear that in my ranking because Serenity was the ending Firefly deserved, and I can hear people getting mad. Firefly's amazing. It was canceled too soon. It got a theatrical release movie. A wide release. Over 2,000 screens were showing Serenity. You can't listen, of all the, like, I loved Arrested Development. If I had gotten a theatrical wide release movie, I can't argue it's been canceled too soon. So for me, I didn't include that on the list. I didn't include Hannibal because it got 3 seasons. Happy Endings got 3 seasons. Yep. A few others that I didn't include. Oh, what I think should be number one, Deadwood, HBO's Deadwood, David Milch's show, one of just an iconic television program, one of the best shows ever made. It got a movie, and the movie is amazing. I didn't include Deadwood because so Deadwood and Firefly probably would be the two that need to be on this list. If you got a movie, I didn't include it. A couple other honorable mentions for me. The Finder, Jeff Stoltz's show on Fox. I love that show. Great procedural. Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix with Timothy Olyphant and Drew Barrymore. Yeah. An absolute blast of a television program. Really fun time. Didn't get picked up for a 3rd season. This is very off the beaten path. Hulu's Reboot. The guy that did Modern Family made a show called Reboot with Keegan-Michael Key. That's the name of the show. Keegan-Michael Key and Judy Greer, who were going to reboot a sitcom they were famous for in the 80s. Oh. It is hysterical. You need to go watch it. It's like 8 episodes. It's fantastic. Go watch Reboot and get mad that it did not get picked up. And then Mindhunter on Netflix. Yeah,
David Fincher's, that on a lot of lists.
David Fincher's Mindhunter, an amazing program. You got Jonathan Groff, who's used to being very big voice singing in a role about serial killers. An excellent television program. Those are all honorable mentions. 2 shows that personally I am mad about the legacy they didn't get to have. The first one is Pushing Daisies. Pushing Daisies aired on ABC for 2 seasons. It starred Anna Friel. It starred Lee Pace. It starred Kristen Chenoweth. It was created by Brian Fuller, who also created Hannibal. Have you ever heard of this show?
Hannibal?
Pushing Daisies.
Yes. No, okay. I love Pushing Daisies.
Okay. Yeah, Pushing Daisies is a phenomenal television program full of quirk and whimsy, also a fun procedural element. Lee Pace is a character that can touch someone and bring them back to life to question what happened in their death, but has to touch them again and kill them within a certain time frame, or we've got a big problem. Silly premise, amazing television program. Talk about gone too soon. We get 2 seasons, but I think they were shortened seasons. Really wanted more Pushing Daisies. Have you seen that show, Laura?
I have seen the first episode. Okay. It wasn't when it was originally airing, and I probably just got caught up watching something else and didn't finish it. But hearing you talk about it, like, I think I've always intended to want to watch it. I feel like I should know.
It's great. It's great. And then this one is good. Is polarizing. But the show that I desperately wanted to continue that didn't is a show called Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. This was NBC's big money swing in 2006. Aaron Sorkin writing. So West Wing has ended about 3 years ago.
Here we go.
Sports Night, a big hit. West Wing, a big hit. This is a show.
This is before Newsroom.
Yes, it's before Newsroom. It starred Matthew Perry and Bradley Whitford and Sarah Paulson. Yeah. It is a show about a guy, Matthew Perry, who has a drug addiction and used to work on a show that's basically the Saturday Night Live of this universe. And when the show is starting to go downhill, they bring him back as the new Lorne Michaels, the showrunner of Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, SNL. And he has to work with Bradley Whitford to bring a show back to the legacy it had earned in a previous generation. Sarah Paulson plays a Christian on the show who is peppered always about her religion. It is peak Aaron Sorkin. The people that hate this show really hate this show. If you like Aaron Sorkin and what I described to you sounds interesting, I couldn't recommend it to you more. It is a phenomenal television program for those who like Aaron Sorkin's type of popcorn dialogue. And the actors, this is Matthew Perry coming off of Friends and having 5 years where he doesn't know what he's going to do, finally getting a role that he deserves. It breaks my heart we get one season of this television program. It's amazing.
All right.
It's amazing. You should watch it.
I've seen it.
You've seen it. Great. What do you think about it?
I have seen it.
Okay.
I did like it a lot. I think it was one of those where I knew it was getting canceled and maybe didn't finish it. Did Lauren Graham show up in that show too?
Lauren Graham, I believe, does show up in the program. Yes, she does. Yes. I've not watched it in almost 20 years. I've not watched it since it came out.
I agree. It was a fantastic show. Another Matthew Perry show that was an honorable mention for me was Go On.
Go On. Great show. Yeah, for sure.
Great show.
But this show, I mean,
Matthew Perry's fantastic in Studio 60.
Watching Matthew Perry and Bradley Whitford on screen together.
Yeah.
Just peak television. And it was like prestige for NBC, and it didn't really find its core. And back then, I mean, like, I think it premiered to 12 million viewers, and it was consistently bringing in 5 to 8 million, which now would be number one on television. But back then, that was not what they were paying for. They were paying for way bigger numbers. And this is the advent of DVR. First DVR I ever had Studio 60 on it. Those are my two that I'm putting on the list.
All right. So what are you doing?
The two that I am replacing off of the list, Single Parents. I mean, a lot of great sitcoms during that era. I just to me doesn't belong on the list. And Selfie, a show that I'm sure was wonderful, but if your show was dumb enough to do that to start with, you named it after something that was going to be a word we all used that was in this, like Selfie was word of the year, probably the year this came out. Like it was a misbegotten idea from the beginning. And so those two don't belong because I don't think they would have had a chance in any universe. So for me, I replaced those two. Here's what I did. I kept Life Unexpected at 10. I put Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip as a direct replace for Single Parents at 9 because I know it's polarizing. Might be my number 3. Like, in all honesty, Pushing Daisy, Studio 60, Freaks and Geeks, Party Down. That'd probably be my top 4, but I want to respect the list a little bit. Julie and the Phantom sticks at 8. I've never seen it, can't touch it. Gallivant moves down. Oh. I think Gallivant is a show that I get the fandom of it. I think Enlisted is a better show. I moved Enlisted up to 5. I moved Gallivant down to 7. I moved Zoe's down to 6. From 3, and I then moved Selfie up to 3 and replaced it with Pushing Daisies because I think Pushing Daisies is the biggest all play here for me. Like, if the most people will watch Pushing Daisies and enjoy it more than Studio 60, and I even think more than Zoe's, which is a musical. So Zoe's moves down to 6. I get that's Brand's probably going to go the other direction with that. Enlisted.
I might have to sue you.
Yeah, for you should. You should.
You
but
might have to.
Still on your list. Enlisted is at 5, 4 Freaks and Geeks. I wanted to move that up, but I just ran out of moves. 3 Pushing Daisies, 2 Party Down, 1 Pitch. I've not seen it, can't touch it. So there it is. Pitch, Party Down, Pushing Daisies, Freaks and Geeks, Enlisted, Zoe's, Gallivant, Julie and the Phantom, Studio 60, Life Unexpected. That's my list. What do you think? What do you think, Laura?
I like it. I've seen Studio 60, liked Studio 60. I think it's the ones that you took off, I think, are fair to take off. Yeah, I just took off 2 of them. You had a lot of comedies. I took two low comedies off there. Even with Single Parents, there were a few that I was thinking about putting there instead. Go On was one of them.
Yeah,
I know my list was very, very comedy heavy. That was just kind of what I was watching at that time frame when a lot of stuff was getting canceled. I think Studio 60 is a good pick.
I would not have taken Go On off the list. I forgot about that show. It was really good. Yeah.
Well,
it was fantastic. Yeah. I kind of regret that.
I got to figure something out. And so I'm going to go ahead and disqualify myself because I'm not going to play by any rules. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my time to talk about a Gone Too Song TV.
Gone Too Song.
Gone Too Soon TV movie franchise, which is Mystery 101. Guys, Here's the thing.
What are you doing?
I'm playing by my own rules.
And you know
Nope.
she's a
I'm
Plaha
playing
fan.
by-
She knows that I'm on
It's
board.
not a
rules.
TV show.
It's a TV
if you
show.
win, this is BS.
I said I'm disqualifying myself.
Okay, great. So I win? All right, as long as I win, you can do whatever you want.
This was wrong. It's not okay. No cliffhanger ending has affected me the way that the Mystery 101 cliffhanger affected me. It still bothers me to this day. They should bring it back for another season, which is a movie. And then also, this was the show that immediately came to mind because
of what happened
when it got canceled. Even though it went 3 seasons, there was such an uproar, and eventually it came back. And maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. Even though I like these seasons, but Arrested Development, there was such an outpouring of this, and the fans are the reason why it even stuck around as long as it did. So I included it on the list because why not? While I'm breaking rules, I might as well talk about Arrested Development, which I know you love.
Well, here's what I'll say: is it's arguably my favorite television program
Yes.
of all time. I got the first. If it wasn't for the next 2 seasons, it is.
Yes.
The reason it did obviously gone too soon. Could have watched 10 seasons of it. The reason I didn't count it is because it's a perfect finale.
Sure.
Season 3 is called Development Arrested, and they do all the same jokes, but to take the other joke, they literally do the pilots, but with set for what's going on currently in their life again. It's a perfectly written and acted finale that closes the series down. And so while it is gone too soon, I felt it got to end on its own terms.
Yep.
And so I didn't include it. But I'm not. Anytime we get to talk about Arrested Development in a positive light, I'm not going to be mad about it.
Yeah.
So
here's what I did. I got rid of Single Parents and I put Mystery 101 on the list. And I got rid of Selfie and I put Arrested Development on the list. And then I flipped 4 through 2 in an interesting way. I put Party Down at 4, Pitch at 3, Freaks and Geeks. So Freaks and Geeks and Party Down are flipped. And then Zoe's and Pitch are flipped to get Zoe's to number 1 because I adore that show.
There you go. There you have it.
And I'm disqualified because I included a TV movie, but I think it's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Arrested Development would have been on my list if it wasn't 3 seasons.
Yep.
Would have been probably top of my list if it wasn't 3 seasons. When we were talking about TV shows with cliffhangers, movies, TV shows with cliffhangers, I thought of Mystery 101 and the cliffhanger left off there. So honestly, Brand might have won if he wasn't disqualified.
If he wasn't disqualified.
I like both those shows.
It is. Yeah.
I will take the victory as it is.
He put Zoe's up to 1. I mean, I love that, but
I had to use this.
He's disqualified.
Yeah,
I had to use this opportunity. Like it's hard.
It's fine. I'll take the win.
Yeah.
It is hard. You stood on business.
Yes, I did stand on business. I do think of. I know. I think a lot of people do. The mystery wheels on Hallmark are shows. Like it's the one thing. But they're TV movies, and so I can't win.
If it's over an hour long, it's kind of tough to.
Well, tell that to Netflix.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right. In that era,
tell it Stranger Things.
That's true.
Dan, you won. Congratulations.
I did it.
Laura, thank you so much for joining us. This was so much fun. And thank you for bringing the tweets.
You want to bring a list and argue with us, you just go to BrambleJamPlus.com, join the double decker tier or higher, and you can have that as a possibility.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, man.
Come on back next week. We're going to do another list, and maybe I'll play by the rules next time. Until then, keep this in those lists. It's the Desk List with Brandon Dan. It's the Desk List.